Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Pamela. I am a 32-year-old Chicana who likes to create. I like to be creative and I like to read because to me that's part of being creative, because we use our imagination to picture what we're reading and all that. But anyways, hi, hola. It's been a while since I've done like a TBR video, like a to be read. That's what TBR stands for. And honestly, there's a reason for that. And I think next year I kind of want to change that a little bit. The reason why I don't really do TBRs that much is because I am a mood reader through and through. I just kind of go with whatever seems good at the moment, whatever I'm craving. So yeah, I don't typically like to stick to a list, but what I would like to do, and like starting now and then following this through next year, is create like a seasonal TBR wish list, meaning not like wish list like of things I want to buy, but a wish list of books I would like to read whenever the mood strikes within that season. That way I'm not limited to like a month, and then that gives me time to be able to like kind of go back and forth. And it allows me to pick up a different book that all of a sudden seems intriguing to me, from my bookshelves or at the store or at the library. So yeah, that's what we will be doing today. I'm going to be sharing with you some books that I would like to get through in the coming months during winter. But again, this is not like I have to read them now type of book, but I would like to. But yeah, and it's not just about books. I also want to share some project wish lists, like crochet projects that I want to potentially create during the winter. And I also want to share what I'm currently reading and what I'm currently working on. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. The first book that I want to talk about is the book that I'm currently reading, and that is The Well of Ascension by Brandon Sanderson. This is the second book in the First Era Mistborn trilogy. So far, I'm really enjoying it. This picks up right after the ending of the first book. So I don't really want to talk too much about this one because, again, the first book is so good, it's so epic that I think if you've been wanting to pick up a Brandon Sanderson, I think Mistborn First Era is a great place to start. But yeah, I'm currently on the second book. I just started it this week, I think yesterday. And I'm on chapter 8, which is page 60. So I have a long bit to go, but it'll fly by. It's Brandon Sanderson. The next book that I want to potentially read, because this book I've been thinking about, I feel like all year, but for one reason or another, I haven't really picked it up. But I do want to pick it up in these coming weeks and months, and that is Caraval by Stephanie Garber. This is not a new book, but it is a series that I have heard a lot of hype around, and a lot of people like it. And not just people on BookTube, like people I know in person have asked me if I read this series, and they're shocked when I tell them I haven't. So I want to go ahead and read this because, again, I've just heard really good things about it. This is YA. Okay, so that took a little bit longer than I wanted it to find on like the synopsis for this, because I could not find it within the book. So I'm reading off of what's on Amazon, and it says Scarlet has never left the tiny island where she and her beloved sister Tella live with their powerful and cruel father. Now, Scarlet's father has arranged a marriage for her, and Scarlet thinks her dreams of seeing Caraval, the faraway once a year performance where the audience participates in the show, are over. But this year, Scarlet's long dreamt invitation finally arrives. With the help of a mysterious sailor, Tella whisks Scarlet away to attend. Only as soon as they arrive, Tella is kidnapped by Caraval's mastermind organizer, Legend. It turns out that this season's Caraval revolves around Tella, and whoever finds her first is the winner. Scarlet has been told that everything that happens during Caraval is only to an elaborate performance, but whether Caraval is real or not, she must find Tella before the 5 nights of game are over and her sister disappears forever. So it sounds intriguing. Like I said, I've heard really good things about this trilogy. I believe there's 3 books and then there's another 3 that pick up time after, or like a different character. I'm not 100% sure, but this is the first one of the first 3 books. So I'm excited. I can't wait to pick this up. The next book that's on my list is a book that a lot of people have read. And again, it's one of those books that I think most people love. And that is The House in the Cerulean Sea. I have not read it, but I want to. So I really do want to pick this up. And I think winter is a good time because I heard it could be a little bit sad. And in winter, I'm a little bit more in my feels. Like I feel like most people are. So I think this will be a good book. I think also to reflect on a lot of things. This one, the synopsis for this one is Linus Baker is a by-the-book caseworker in the department in charge of magical youth. At 40, he lives in a tiny house with a devious cat and his old records for company. But his quiet life is about to change. Linus is summoned by extremely upper management and given a curious and highly classified assignment. Travel to an orphanage on a distant island and determine whether 6 dangerous magical children are so dangerous, in fact, that they're likely to bring about the end of days. When Linus arrives at the strangest of islands, he's greeted by a series of mysterious figures, the greatest mystery of which is Arthur Parnassus, the master of the orphanage. As Linus and Arthur grow closer, Linus discovers the master would do anything to keep the children safe, even if it meant the world has to burn. Or worse, his secret comes to light. The House in the Cerulean Sea is an enchanting love story, masterfully told, about the profound experience of discovering an unlikely family in an unexpected place and realizing that family is yours. So, like I said, I heard it pulls at your heartstrings, but if I'm feeling that, I will pick this one up because I think it's time. It's been out for a few years. And then the next book that I want to read is also part of a bigger series. This one is a fantasy. This one, it says, his wife is taken, his people enslaved, driven by a longing for justice and the memory of lost love. Darrow will stop at nothing to bring down his enemies, even if he must become the one to do so. So, not much, but I heard it's really good. So, this is another one that I would like to read. It says book 1 of the Red Rising trilogy, but I believe there's 4 books already, so it's not a trilogy anymore. Or I don't know if it's like the first trilogy and then the next trilogy of the series. I don't know, but book 1. And then the next 2 books that I want to read are the second books in a series as well. And one of them is Emily Wilde's Map of the Otherlands. I already started this one, but then I got sidetracked with Brandon Sanderson. So this one, we are back with Emily and all her companions, her dog, and the other professor that she's not such a huge fan of in the first book. But then, yeah. I don't want to give away anything from the first book, but this is just kind of some time has passed after the first book, and you're picking up right at the beginning of her next adventure. Like I said, I already started this, and right away it jumped into like action already, and the stakes are raised already, and I don't even think I got to page 50. So yeah, this is already intriguing. I want to read this again during winter. And then the next book I want to read during winter, because I did read the first book last winter after we went skiing, and it was just the best book to read after skiing. And that is Travis Baldry, Bookshops and Bone Dust. The first book is Legends and Latte, and again, that was the perfect book to read after skiing. I was tired, I was sore, but it was so cozy. It made me feel better. So I have cozy vibe expectations for this book, but we'll see what happens in this one. I think this is kind of like a prequel, I think. It says Viv is a young, battle hungry Orr, but her career with the notorious mercenary company Rackham's Ravens isn't going as planned. Wounded during the hunt for a powerful necromancer, she's packed off against her will to recuperate in the sleepy beach town of Merk. So far from the action that she worries she'll never be able to return to it. She's what's a thwarted soldier of fortune to do. Spending her hours at a bookshop in the company of its foul-mouthed proprietor is the last thing Viv would have predicted, but it may be both exactly what she needs and the seed of changes she couldn't possibly imagine. Still, adventure isn't all that far away. A suspicious traveler in gray, a gnome with a chip on her shoulders, a summer fling, and an improbable number of skeletons prove Merc to be more eventful than Viv could have ever expected. So, we're following Viv, but I'm not exactly sure if this takes place before or after Legends and Latte. But I'm excited to read this. I haven't really heard. I know Legends and Latte was all the rave when it first came out. And after this one came out, it came out the same day as the second Fourth Wing book, Iron Flame. It came out the same day as Iron Flame. So I don't know if it just kind of got lost in all the spotlight of Iron Flame, but I haven't really heard a lot of this book. And I hope that doesn't mean that it's not that fun or is not that cozy as Legends and Latte. But yeah, this is another one. Whenever I need to pick me up, I think I'll just pick this one up and hope that it's that. And finally, the next book that I want to read is actually on my Kindle. This was my Christmas present this year. Christmas has not happened yet, but my husband and I, we never wait until Christmas. We usually give each other our present like at the beginning of December, so that any downtime we have in December, since the December is the month we have more downtime, we get to enjoy our gift longer. So this is what my husband surprised me with. I was committed to not getting the new Kindle until mine broke. But my husband's like, yeah, that's never going to happen. So he just decided to get me this one, and he got my old one, which is typically the case. He usually gets my older Kindle. But yeah, this is the Kindle Paperwhite in the signature edition. Right now, I don't know why it doesn't have the book cover on it. But there we go. I do have an advanced reader copy of Finley Donovan Digs Her Own Grave. If you've seen my past book videos, you'll know I was raving about Finley Donovan and how much I loved the series. And I got approved on NetGalley to read it. So I'm probably going to read this before I actually get into like the Brandon Sanderson book more. Because I do want to read it. I want to jump back into Finley's world and figure out what happens. I don't know if this is the last book or not. I just know that this is the next book, the 5th book, I think. And yeah, so this is kind of what it looks like right now. I did start reading this, and it's already funny. It's already like I mean, I feel like I just read the last book like a few months ago, but I already missed Vital. I think she's probably my favorite character in the series is Vital. So yeah, I'll probably be reading that. Yeah. So those are like the book wish lists that I want, or the wish list of books that I would like to get through winter, but I'm not also gonna like lose sleep over it if I don't. Um, the next section that I want to talk about is like projects that I want to make, hopefully during winter. Right now, I am working on a scarf for myself. I just finished my husband's, and I gifted it to him already. And then I just started working on my own. This is the moss crochet stitch. Um, it's very repetitive, so if you don't like repetitive, this might not be for you. But I like it because it allows me not to think, but it allows me to work with my hands, if that makes sense. So I'm going to finish this first, but after I finish this, there are two, I'm going to be looking on the computer because that's where I have them pulled up, and I'll put like a picture either here or on this side, probably this side because I'm leaning this way. Anyways, I would like to work on this Woodlands blanket wrap. It's on is it Ravelry? I don't know. It's a website where people can sell their patterns. So yeah, that's kind of what I want to work on. I'll probably be showing you a few pictures. Yeah, Rachel Meisner, I believe that's her name. She's the one that created this pattern. She's local from Utah. I followed her for a few years on Instagram, but I've always kind of been intimidated, but I decided to stop being intimidated and just try things. So this is one of the things I want to do. It just seems cozy, and I think I could wear it during, like if I make it soon, I could wear it through winter, but also in spring, because here in Utah, the spring is still very, very cold. It's like in the 50s, but cold. So I think this will be a nice little like thing to throw on if I'm just going to like the grocery store where I only walk out of the car, and that's the only like time it'll be cold, you know. And then the next thing I want to work on, she just released this today, and this is a free crochet pattern that's on her blog. It's the same person, and it is called the Maeve Pullover. She also has a cardigan with the same pattern. It's called like I think it's the Maeve cardigan or something like that. And obviously it's a cardigan, but now she came up with the pattern for it to be a pullover sweater. So I want to work on this one as well. And then I'll have pictures here or something. And I'll also link both of these down in the description box, just in case you crochet and you also want to work on it. Yeah, the first one you do have to pay. It is a paid pattern. But then the pullover, the sweater, is not, it's free on her website. I think you can pay for like a printed version of it, like for you to be able to print it out without having advertisements and stuff, but it's free on her website. So you can, you can just ignore the advertisements. That's what I do. And what's cool is that she also has like a YouTube follow along. So that way, if you're more of a visual person or you get stuck on something, you can like go watch the video and see how, what she's meaning in the pattern. But yeah, those are well, 3 technically, because I'm currently working on one, but those are the 2 patterns I want to work on this winter. I'm sure there'll be more I might want to do, but those are like the 2 that I really do want to try to commit to do. So yeah, that's kind of the update. That's the like winter wish list for books and projects. yeah, I don't know what else to say. I never know how to sign off these videos, but I hope you guys have an amazing Christmas. I'll probably be seeing you guys again next week, but again, hopefully you guys are getting, if you buy gifts and all that, hopefully you're almost done or done. And now you just get to just wait for Christmas to get here. I hope you guys have a great holiday season. I know preparation can be crazy, but you got this. See you guys next week. Bye.